Do that again.
Holy shit.
In your butt, Kind.
Hey, what's up, Kind?
Hey, buddy.
Fuck. You know what you should do? I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I'm just Paul.
Welcome to another episode of our fucking shitty show.
Fuck. Why we do this?
I know. 25 episodes this year. This is 25. 25. So if you like 25, give us a favor. Like,
how did you
comment,
get so
share,
drunk?
and subscribe.
How did you get drunk so fast?
Easy.
I've
been smelling your breath for half an hour.
Yeah, that helps.
Fucking whiskey breath. You don't have whiskey dick. You got whiskey breath.
I do.
Oh.
Somebody's got to drink water. Yeah, my farts smell like Tullamore Dew.
Oh, man.
Go.
Right, let's get through everything first. All right.
Nope.
So once again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're here, just, push the little button.
Boopity, boopity,
If you're
boop,
watching
boop,
this
boop.
later, do it. The same shit. Come back every Monday. We're having fun with this shit, man. Today, I'm actually really excited. Don't even know. It's going to be a good time. Let's get through all the what you call it?
Tattoos?
No.
Oh.
All the
Piercing?
Shut up. You know what you should do? Shut the fuck up.
Man.
Oh,
Put your helmet on and get through this.
Let's get through all the legal stuff. Who didn't shut their phone off?
That's me.
Oh, dicky mode.
I usually say that, like everybody phones.
Take two.
Take three.
All right. We want to thank our friends, Headline Records. That's proper Hollywood.
Yeah, it's MEOWZ. It's Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc, if you're looking for records, looking for clothes, buttons, pins,
Stolen shit.
Anything punk rock, go visit Jean-Luc. Tell him you know what you should do sent you. Transplants
Whoa, okay.
Brewing Company in Palmdale, one of the best venue bars in the US, in my opinion. If you're looking for vintage clothing, you can always go to MEOWZ in Pasadena. Very cool place. If you're getting CDs, cassettes, I believe vinyl, anything you need manufactured,
all of it
for a good deal. Riot Manufacturing in Vegas. You're looking for pressing your records, Licorice Pizza Records. Check them out online. Tattoos, go to the tattoo room
or my living room.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The tattoo rooms in Simi Valley.
I wouldn't.
Almost Famous Magazine, our partners.
Scott Saldinger.
Yeah, that they do a online thing, and The Hang, and he's been interviewing some cool people.
Yeah, he has.
And our new sponsor, Artifix Records.
There you go.
Who was actually our guest today.
He actually sent us $1 million right now.
Yeah,
there's a check on the way.
Yeah, I think it was in
pesos.
In Deutschmark, which doesn't exist anymore.
What?
Yeah, it's all euro now.
Oh, that's right. I like pesos.
Again, the reason we do the show is just to celebrate our friends and what they've accomplished in punk rock, and it's not a fucking viable lifestyle. You're not going to live, this big life, but it's fun. The memories, the people you meet. And that's what we celebrate every week. And what I've been doing for the last few episodes is celebrating people's birthdays. Everybody loves to get a little love on a birthday. And this week, there's some really cool people. Some people we know. Well, I know that you might know. First of all, I want to wish a happy birthday. It's actually today, Mr. Gizz Butt.
No shit, right on. Other Gizz.
The Gizz from the other side of the
pond.
Pond.
The good Gizz.
Yeah, and happy birthday, brother. Matt Brown from Love Equals Death and Jerk. Happy birthday, brother. Philip Lara from Codename Rocky, Selfish, and the Graveyard Bandits. He plays trombone. Really cool guy.
You love horns.
With him. I love the horns that they do. The three guys in those three bands really, they're a team.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Our friend Peter Arsenal from Doughboys.
Oh, Peter.
His birthday's coming up. I believe it's Thursday. Jay Wastrel from DPI, Drunken Punkin' Idiots. And he was also the bass player when I joined the Freeze. So a really cool guy. And Vince Echeverria from the Mormons. It's his birthday.
Oh man, that's a really wide out there one.
The Mormons are really cool. They're a really cool concept band.
Yeah.
And sad to say that we lost another friend,
Uh-huh.
legend, David Rush from Junkyard, a few days ago, and
Fly well, buddy.
Rest well, brother. I miss you. I'm, I love your music, and thank you for leaving us with that. And with that, man, how was your week?
Mixed bag. I feel like shit. My dog's awesome. T-Boon's doing really well. He's recovered from his eye infection, tooth infection, nightmare craziness, and he was bouncing around like an idiot this weekend, so that was awesome. Had a fun time at Fiesta in Santa Barbara. It's been a busy week. It's been really weird. Jeff can't fucking show up on time to save his fucking life.
I heard you showed 5 hours today.
Dickhead, 5 fucking hours. And Gizz says, "Oh, you're early for tomorrow." Don't fucking help this situation, Gizz. Jesus Christ. That's the second write-up. I'm gonna send him to HR next. That's Mr. Metal Man. Other than that, fucking whatever. How you doing? What was your week like?
I didn't do anything. I was sick. I was started getting sick last Saturday, and then Sunday I felt like shit. Monday we did our show, and I actually felt great, but we partied a lot and partied late. And
I didn't want to.
I woke up Tuesday, and from Tuesday to yesterday, I was just in bed. Just I did to rearrange my bedroom, so it's now my office now, and I get to do some vocals in there now. And but other than that, I've just been very, very looking forward to today.
This one's fucking fun.
Before I introduce him, I just want to tell a little backstory, and I know he's listening in the green room,
this is his fault.
Greg McWhorter, or also known as Greg Artifix, was the very first guy that gave me and my band a shot. Did a record for us, put us on a comp that, is the reason you and I know each other. And I've made so many friends of. I mean, the guy started my career, and I owe him, a fucking lot that he just took a chance on us. And we'll talk about how that record went down, and there are good memories, bad memories about it. But it was the very first time that somebody actually was like, "Hey, I like your music. I want to help you guys out." And for that, he jump started my career.
Yeah.
And made me who I am today. So,
well, I don't blame him for everything. You got parents.
But without further ado, might as well bring him in.
Huh? Yeah, Greg. Right. Where's Greg?
Right there. Come on in.
Greg's coming in.
Hey. He's a moose.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I don't even know.
I've been talking.
Yeah, Gizz is not a quiet man.
No, I'm not. And today I'm gonna be extra talkative because again, man, like you mean a lot to me, and and then Joey, he was a friend of ours. So real quick, let's do a shot for Joey. Our show is always dedicated to Joey, and
here's to the Remich.
To the Remich, brother.
The little boy.
Cheers to you. We love you, Joey.
Cheers.
Yeah, I can't drive.
That was good. A good way to start the show. Hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to give some further shout outs to some other friends we lost this year. Johnny Stingray from the Controllers. He passed away early on in the year. He was a good friend of mine, and I'm really sad that Johnny passed away. His real name was Jim Gann, but everyone knew him as Johnny Stingray. Carl from Comintern Sect passed away. French punk street band from the 80s. Lucky I got to see them once. And then more recently, Stephen Leckie from the Biletones. Stephen was a good bud of mine too, and I'm really sorry that he passed away. And so anyway, thanks. Just wanted to share.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. Fucking, like, we're not getting any younger. No. Apparently, I've been trying, but those drugs don't work. Probably taking the wrong drugs, by the way.
I've said it many times. Like, the worst part about being a touring musician is that you get to meet a lot of people. You make a lot of friends, and which is great. But the bad part about it is that as many friends as you have, that's what you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And it just sucks as older we get. We just keep losing.
Like, I don't want. I've changed friend circles so many times. I don't want to do it again. I like this. I like it right where we are. You know, fucking everybody sit down and take it easy for a fucking minute.
But all right, let's my first question is like, I mean,
Why?
Yeah, why? What made you start a label, or where'd you come up? And where did punk rock like?
Wait, let me translate. How did this happen?
Yeah, how did it happen? You kind of, like what got punk rock?
I can talk for a long time, but I'll try to keep it short. My mother's from South America. I'm half Colombian, and being raised with a Colombian mother, because my dad was Scottish American. But the interesting thing was when they got divorced, I was raised by my mom, and she didn't speak English well, and she needed me to do a lot of translating as a kid for her to figure things out. And I never fit in anywhere. So when I first discovered punk rock, it was the first time I felt like, oh, here's something I can relate to. It's something that, was different. It was kind of for outsiders. And I just gravitated towards it. And then when I met my stepbrother and my stepsister, they were Huntington Beach punks early on. And in 1978, they took me aside and played me the record collection. And they had Sham 69, The Damned, all the Danger House singles. I remember hearing The Eyes Disneyland back when it first came out, I think. So I knew them 78, 79. We've drifted apart now, but unfortunately. But when I heard all that stuff, it just pricked my ears up, and I was like, this is for me. I love punk rock. And I was that weird punk kid early on at school. I used to go to school with like weird neon clothes and my hair spiked out. And, I remember the days when people would yell at me and call me things like Devo and faggot and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't care. I was just like, whatever, because I was such an outsider. Punk became my armor in a way. And the other punks I met that I would pick up along the way, were kind of like my extended family. So that's kind of where it started for me, is just being this weird half Latino outsider kid. And yeah.
Right, so you speak Spanish.
Entiendo mucho, pero no hablo mucho. Necesito más práctica.
Wow.
Gizz doesn't understand a word of that.
Shut up.
I love the way you say armor. Like it's been kind of a thing lately, especially getting older for myself anyways. Like there's certain things that kind of become armor for you that like, it's like, hey man, you know what? I'm not 100% perfect. Not everything's great. And sometimes like there's a thing you like, I'm going to put this hat on, and that makes you feel better. And so like, I think that's a really good place to be and to look at that from a youthful standpoint as well. And as we get older, I mean, fucking Gizz is 109, I think.
108.
Yeah.
I'm on 24, maybe. You're in your like mid 30s, right?
Are we talking our mental age or our physical age? Mentally,
I'm 12. I'm like 11 or 12, man. That mental.
11 with an extra chromosome.
Yeah.
I'm still a goonie.
Yeah, I'm still a goonie, man. I will always be a goonie. I have a fabrication shop. We have so much fun. Like every once in a while, it's like, let's just get beer and throw the ball around and play baseball, and we just fuck off. And it's like, we feel like such children, and that's armor as well. Like, how do you feel about that now at this age of close to 40, I would imagine, like throwing the ball around? What does that look like for you?
So I'll be honest. I just turned 56, and I retired a year ago at 55, and I still feel like a kid. I mean, my body's starting to tell me I'm not a kid, but I still, I'm still so deep into punk rock and all the things I enjoy. I feel great.
Right on. And does that feel like it's kind of like that's your armor, that's your shell a little bit?
The funny thing is any country I go visit or any cities I go visit, I always have my whole wardrobe, my wife will tell you, is nothing but black punk shirts. That's all I own. And everywhere I go, I kind of feel like it's my calling card, but my armor too. So like I went to Colombia, South America to finally visit some family down there. And these cool punk guys had me talk to them, and they interviewed me, and I got to DJ at their club, Club Asilo, which means asylum. And it's got chains hanging down from the walls. And when I got done DJing at like 1 a.m, my wife and I actually just walked the streets of Bogota back to our hotel a couple miles away. Nobody bothered us, but I always walk with this attitude of like, hey, I'm a punk. I'm ready for whatever.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's at the whole that armor. And as we get older, I mean, I think it's really important to wear that and to, I want to say be proud of it, but just to kind of fucking own it. Like my lady is like 4'9" and she's kind of afraid of a lot of things. And like, for why? Like, who's gonna fuck with this guy?
Yeah.
So I mean, Gizz gets afraid a lot. He's scared.
I'm scared right now.
Ay, pobrecito, tienes miedo.
Oh,
ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
That's why I hide behind a microphone.
Yeah. See, I put my neck to my head because I can use it for a weapon.
He's so shy. You know what? Gizz is so shy. He has to hide behind the drum set.
Oh, not anymore. Now he's out front singing, dude.
That is true. That's why I became a drummer, because I wanted to be on stage. And when I first started, my cymbals were almost like pointing at me so that I could.
We're not in that.
I'm doing both. Stop. But I just had my cymbals like, and that's why I still use a lot of cymbals. But now they're, I like to be seen.
He's the best drum muppet ever. So, what? How did you decide I'm going to start a label? I hate money.
So yeah, well, so like I said, I was a poor kid living in at the time I was living in Victorville with my mom, and we were renting crappy apartments, and I had no money, but I started the very first. I wanted to be a part of the punk scene so bad. I didn't even know anybody I could really be in bands with, or the people I did find. I just had like a rotating door of band members. That I thought there's got to be something I could do to share my creativity and my passion when I can't find band members. And because a lot of people didn't like to play punk. All I met were metal guys, and metal guys didn't want to be in a punk band with me. So, but I was in bands from 83 to 93, but we'll get to that later. But so anyway, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I really want to start a record label, but I need money to record a band. And she actually put up $500 and said, well, here, I'll give you $500. It's like all I can afford. And it really was. And we recorded this band up in Victorville. It was Jim Pusey was the engineer. He was the former keyboard player for Van Halen when they first started, before they kicked him out because they didn't want keyboards in Van Halen. But we brought in this band. Yeah, do you know about Jim Pusey?
I do.
Okay. Well, anyway, we brought in. I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you ever pay your mom back?
Oh, just in trouble, probably. But it was the only time she really loaned me money, because she was, after that, she was really wouldn't do it again. Like, so anyway, brought in this band called Red is Pretty. And the guys ended up becoming, a couple of members ended up becoming another band called Chain of Strength. And a lot of people know Chain of Strength, this hardcore band. But when I took Red is Pretty into the recording studio, I put up the $500. We recorded the reel. The band went away, and their singer, Robert Barnum, was supposed to come back and do vocals. And because we record all the basic tracks except vocals, and he never came back. He left the band. The band kind of broke up, and I was stuck with this reel with no vocals. And the guy at the studio wanted more money. He wanted a couple $100 more before he was going to release the reel to me. And so I said, well, hold on to it for a while. I'll get the money and I'll come back. About a month or two later, I went back and he said, oh, I didn't think you were coming back. I recorded over the reel. Now, luckily, I had recorded the session on a boombox, though. So I still have a crystal clear tape of the recording, but only from the boombox that was in the room when it was recorded. So I lost all my money.
Oh, man.
So
Mom's pissed.
No wonder she didn't.
Yeah. Mom,
after that.
She went to punk shows with me, though. She was for a little while. She tried to help the punk scene. I took her to see the Exploited, UK Subs, and Dr. No in San Diego. And I remember
Jesus
yeah.
God.
And I remember these punk girls punked her hair out and everything. And okay, funny story about it. So when she's driving this car full of punk kids, I mean, she's got this like 72 Chevy Impala. It's the biggest car in the world. She's got like 8 kids crammed into this car. And my mom, being from Colombia, she's sometimes does things her own way. So we get there, we're going down to, I think it was State Theater on State Street or something. We're going down the freeway, and the off ramp that she was supposed to take, she missed it. And we're all yelling, here, you're supposed to turn. And she goes, oh, no problem, with her broken English, puts the car in reverse on the freeway, starts backing up with 8 punk kids in the car. Cars are swerving everywhere, honking at her. And she gets on the off ramp, and all these punk kids are just like, thought they were going to die. So she outpunked the punk kids that day. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome as shit.
Yeah.
What was the first punk show you went to? Oh,
You know,
no,
the
go on
funny
about your mom. I want to hear more about your mom, actually. This is fucking fantastic.
Oh, we'll come around. But so my mom, well, this is kind of a mom story. So my mom and dad wanted to go see Elvis Presley at the Anaheim Convention Center in 1976. He played a couple shows there, November of 76. And my dad didn't want to take me. He didn't want to buy an extra ticket, but my mom said to him, I want my son to see the king, and kind of forced him to buy me a ticket. And she has a thick accent. She still does to this day, but she forced my dad to buy me a ticket. So my first concert was seeing Elvis Presley, 1976, Anaheim Convention Center. Yeah,
man, that's fucking pretty goddamn magic.
The king.
Well, my second concert was either Black Flag or Talking Heads. So
I love Black Heads.
That's a wide spectrum right there.
Yeah. Man, that's
so. Yeah,
awesome.
I went from Elvis Presley to Black Flag. Big jump.
That makes complete sense to me.
It does to me. I love rockabilly. I love surf music. I love all that. Anything that's rocking, I love.
Yeah, I saw Wayne Hancock a couple of years ago down in Redondo or something. It was amazing as shit.
Nice.
So yeah,
I got to get into it because
do it. We're doing it.
Like I said, dude, I'm excited about you, and I just want to know. Okay,
how big is it?
Signal Sound System Records. Why?
I'm a grower, not a shower.
That's why for
everybody in this room is.
That's why even Mindy.
Well, you asked.
Yeah.
But hey, seriously, I don't want to just keep tooting my horn, but let me give you a little bit of background because there's some things you guys probably don't know. When I first started want to do records and tapes, I got a hold of this tape only punk label called Bad Compilation Tapes, BCT. I don't know if you guys know them, but they were the first one to break a lot of the European hardcore like Raw Power and all that in the US. And I actually did the tape cover for Tropical Viruses #1 and #2. And that was like in 84, 85. And Tropical Viruses had bands on it from Brazil, like Olo Seco, Inocentes, Lixomania, and all these other like thrash hardcore groups from Brazil. And that was my first taste of working with a record label, was doing the artwork for Bad Compilation Tapes. And then after that, I started my own cassette only label, which we're not going to talk too much about, but it was called Curse Tapes. And Curse stood for Casual Utterances by Really Spiteful Extremists. I know, I like these long, weird titles, but, and I'm not even Welsh.
I am.
But anyways, so I did this tape only label for a while. I took local bands from the high desert. Like there was this band called Ice Nine I used to love, and other local bands, including my band. I also had a band called Curse, and we put out demo tapes all across the high desert at any record store that we could get to take them on consignment, and we'd sell them to the high school kids and all that. So that was from Curse Tapes was from about 1985 to about 1987. And then here we come to 1990, and I was going to college and I wanted to start a record company. I wanted to put out real vinyl, but it was so expensive. I'm such a knucklehead. What did I do? I took my student loan money to finance my record company.
Who the fuck wouldn't, man? Come on.
I had no money. I had no savings, but I had a student loan burning a hole in my pocket. So the first thing I did was exotoxins. But Gizz, you wanted to ask me a question like about the name or?
Yeah, like Signal Sound Systems Records. Like
SSSR.
Yeah, SSSR. I mean, I remember, when I was, told, hey, this label is interested in us. And I was like, well, what label? And they told me that. I was like, say that again? Hey, damn, that's a fucking long ass
SST? No.
I told you I like long names.
Yeah.
So where I got the name from was about 1988, punk seemed pretty dead, at least where I lived in the Inland Empire. But then two main records came out that made me realize maybe punk is flaring up again. Punk always goes in those waves of popularity, interest. And so 1988 seemed pretty dead until I got a hold of the first Operation Ivy single and the Fugazi's first album. And
like that.
Well, when I got a hold of them, I was like, hey, something's happening out there. And I wanted to find it because I didn't know any clubs at that time. Fenders had been shut down. There were no more real big shows going on. And so what happened is I started going to Riverside and I found this little club called Spanky's Cafe. And they were just starting to have punk bands play. And they actually I had to go help them when I started going there so early that I had to help them move the piano and the salad bar out of the way. And it took a long time to build a stage. I can tell you stories about Spanky's, but anyway, so I said, I'm going to start a label. And because it was such an Operation Ivy fan, they had a song called Sound System, and I basically, Signal had always been the word I had used in all my productions up at that time, because it was like my signal to other punks. I'm trying to make connections and meet other people. So I had the word signal, but I didn't want to call it Signal Records. But then when I put Sound System in, I thought I just liked it. Signal Sound Systems Records. And that's where the name came from.
How bad do you wish you actually owned right now Signal.com?
Oh, I don't pay attention to that stuff. But yeah, it'd be nice if I had $1 million. I could sponsor your show if I had $1 million.
You already do.
Okay.
I'd sponsor the heck out of it. I can sponsor it better.
Okay. Remember, earlier I told you that you're the first person that I've actually gotten messages from that were like, hey, ask him this question. Were you in a band called Signal 30?
Yes. Yes. And there's a long story about Signal 30, but just out of curiosity, do you know who asked you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
it's a secret.
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, so I tried to start Signal 30 in Plano, Texas. Actually, I was living in Texas for 2 years, 83 to 85, and I was part of the punk scene there at the Twilight Room. And I tried to start Signal 30 there, and we had a few practices, and it didn't really work out. And then when I came back to Victorville in 85, I tried to start it again, and then I did this other band, Curse. I did this other band, Futile Effort. And then I was in a band called Stomp with Egg Egan, who was from Process and a bunch of other bands. And when they kicked me out. So once I got kicked out of Stomp, the band I started, I started Signal 30 with with the guys from Butthole Rebellion, BHR, if you remember them.
Yeah. You set us up with them many times.
Yeah. I played I had two of the guys, Matt and oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now. The drummer, the guitar player and drummer BHR were in my band. So, but Signal 30 didn't last long. We recorded one tape at, I think, was it Wireworks or somewhere. So, and one of these days that'll see the light of day. But yes, I was in Signal 30. I was the silly singer.
Is it, see, five? We have 5.
Matter of fact, here's a picture of Signal 30. I don't know how well.
You know,
Yeah, it's not.
that's people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It looks like a crime is about to happen.
Well, it's weird because you bring up exotoxins and you actually have vinyl. I think that was one of my first backyard shows in like 1989 or 90 in it's like South El Monte. Yeah,
I remember playing so many shows with those guys too.
Oh my
man.
God, I want it.
They were a fun band, and I got to give a lot of props out to Dean. Dean was one of my biggest helpers early on when I was helping him put out this record. I lost so much money on this record, and I had distributors screw me on this record. I remember some distributor in Arizona took like 100 or 200 copies, never got paid a dime for them, and they never returned them. You know,
copies are still now, right?
I have a handful left, yeah, but Dean used to help me distribute these. We would get in his truck and we'd drive across Southern California to all the record stores, and we would take them one month and drop them off. Next month we'd come around to collect and see who sold them. And so it was an interesting process at the time. But yeah, Exotoxins was my first record. Lost so much money on it, but it was worth doing just to cut my teeth.
Save me a copy and I will send you money because I want one.
Oh, I'll send you one. We'll talk about it later.
And then there's
so
I was actually in Non-Tolerance. I think it was my first actual backyard show.
Ah, do you guys remember this band?
Large Hardware.
Also known as Jeff.
So I remember playing with those guys too.
Yeah. So these guys were actually a really cool Orange County kind of pop punk band, and I knew about them because my high school teacher. So my high school teacher was actually, his brother was Pat Nolan, who was in Psychotic Fungus, and Psychotic Fungus, they would send stuff for me at high school. I'd get stickers and stuff, but they sent me they gave me like a free Large Hardware record, but it wasn't this one that I put out. It was a blue one. And it was pressed like in 86. And I was like, who are these guys? I loved it. So when I started a label, I hit them up because I was like, I just like their sound. They had that OC punk sound. They recorded at Casbah with Chaz, and Chaz was a cool guy. So this record, I only pressed I think 500 copies, and I think I still have about 400 left. So if anybody wants,
yep, totally want one. All right, so let's flash forward just a hair, and let's get into Welcome to California. Oh, wait,
no, he's got two more releases.
There's two more.
Yeah,
right. I'll go fast. So here's the one that really blew up for my label, Voodoo Glow Skulls. This was the first Voodoo Glow Skulls 7-inch, and it was a 6-song 7-inch originally on white vinyl. And so the story with this is when I first met Voodoo Glow Skulls, they were playing at Spanky's, and they were still a hardcore band. They had no horns. And I actually have video of that on YouTube that you can see if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Signal 30. And when I first met these guys, they were just playing hardcore, but with a little bit of a ska influence. And I said, let's do a record. So they were going to go record at Wireworks with in Rosemead. And I went to the studio, and I was there when they were recording this. And Frank was like, hey, would you want horns on it? We're kind of toying around with this idea of putting horns on our sound. And I said, Frank, please, he goes, you want horns on your record? I said, yes, please put horns on this. It'll sound so fucking hot. And so in a way, I helped him decide to put horns with Voodoo Glow Skulls, and the rest is history. This 7-inch I was getting orders for this from Russia, from Japan, Australia. People everywhere want to hear this. And which brings me to the next record that sold 10 million copies. Dead Lazlo's Place.
See that I don't even remember that cover, because there was, when you signed us, took us under your wing, we were at the end of our ropes at the time. Yeah, on that green vinyl.
No,
and fucking that was supposed to be like the best time of my life, but in all reality, that Adolf Hitler thing, man, I do not remember that. I don't remember.
I can't see the whole thing. I'm just blind.
So I can tell you the story. I'll tell you the story behind this. You guys deserve the story. Sorry about the light. Maybe hold on.
It's perfect.
There we go. I think I can. A little bit.
I never saw the copy until
it's not, you can see it better on this.
Really quick. The time I've ever seen that cover for the first time was on eBay. I was like, oh yeah, I want to check this out, and then I saw that Lazlo's Place, 7-inch, and I saw that cover, and I was like, what the fuck is that, man?
I've never seen that before.
I never saw that cover with it.
Since this is your show, let's do some discussion about this. I know you're interested in doing a deep dive, so I'll start by saying I'm not sure. I don't remember how we hooked up. I kind of vaguely remember the point guy for your band was Louis Estefania. He's the one who kept, I think, reaching out to me and sending me your tapes. And I love the sound. I hadn't even seen you guys yet, but I had just put out the Voodoo Glow Skulls. And if you know anything about doing a punk label, when you have money from one release, it can help fund the next release. So I was ready to do another record. And I said, well, let's keep the ball rolling. And I liked your music enough that I wanted to do it. And I think Louis and your music talked me into doing it.
God bless
what happened? Yeah, go ahead.
What happened after that, in my memory, was that Dead Lazlo's Place was not in a good way. We were just about ready to break up, but side A, the songs that were done, Chris wrote and sang, and then
Chris
sang.
Is a great guy.
Yeah, okay, and
full love to Chris Long, great guy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I don't know what's going on since then. I'm talking 1992 Chris.
Yeah, well, back then, yeah, he was a fucking great guy. And one thing I will never, take away from the guy is the guy's an amazing songwriter. He and I wrote some amazing songs together for 30 years, and
he's a good artist.
What's the playlist on that 7-inch?
So there's 3 songs: "Don't Turn Your Back," "City of Fallen Angels," and who the fuck is Tom?
Yeah. Hanging by a Thread's not on there?
You know what? No, Hanging by a Thread was on the comp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
So.
How hard is that to find?
Why
don't you have it?
The copies that I have of that, from what I remember, we went out to see you in Victorville. We met you at a Target parking lot. And you handed us the box of all the 7-inches, and you're just like, take them. And I don't want anything to do with it anymore. That's kind of what I remember. And it was heartbreaking. We took the records back, and then we all pitched in and we made different labels, the circular labels with the hole in it. And we put, it became a split, Dead Lazlo's Place for sale. And that ended up being, I think it was the bargain EP is what it was, or something.
And there was one label where you guys called it Fat Target Records.
Yep. And that was a total fucking punch at you, because we were in Target and you were a big guy. Like, Fat Target. Fuck it, and
he's not a big guy. You're a big guy.
I am a big guy.
But let me back you up just a hair. Let me back you up. So Louis was telling me that the band was breaking up, and I was like, hey, I got your records coming out. He goes, no, I want to scrap the whole thing. I don't want you to do it, blah, blah, blah. I said, you don't understand. The records are coming from the pressing plant. They've already been bought, paid for. And he's like, well, I just want you to cancel it. I'm like, I can't. They're already being shipped to me. So I was so pissed with Louis because he just wanted to shut the whole thing down. I said, fine, I'll give you the records. And he goes, well, I'm going to destroy them. You can give them to me and I'm going to destroy them. I'm like, you're going to destroy all the records? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to destroy them. I'm not with that. I don't care about the band or the record. And so what I did was I was kind of a little bit of a dick. I said, well, for all the money and time I put into this, I'm keeping 100 copies because it was 500 press. So I kept 100 for myself, and I made these covers from the Weekly World News just because this was the cover of the Weekly World News that month, and I did it just to be stupid. And And seriously, I was just like, I don't care. And then I put full credits and the lyrics on the back. Lyrics are there and everything. But I kept 100 copies, and I told Lewis, I said, I'm keeping 100. Fuck you. You can do what you want with the rest. And when I gave you the records, the last thing I heard from Lewis was, they're going in the dumpster. And I'm like, hey, that's on you. And then next thing I know, it was several years, I think, before you guys start repurposing them. It wasn't right away, was it?
No, it was probably about a year later, because when if my memory serves, and the year that it came out, I was already back with cancer, and I had to take a year off because I was the drummer for the band at the time. And
you had open heart surgery or something at one time.
No, they cut my chest open and took a rib out, cut my lymph nodes, and then
they couldn't find anything.
Removed a fucking testicle and all that shit.
No, I mean, just like anything, there's nothing in there.
And fucking, it just, that's why we started For Sale. And coincidentally, Lewis was the one who was like, dude, like, I know you're going through all this shit, but you need to stick to music. You need to do something to keep your mind fucking positively, intact. So why don't, you sing for a band, since you can't play drums? And that's how we started For Sale.
Still can't play drums.
Don't Turn Your Back, I played drums and sang, and wrote the song with Lewis, and that's was on the B side. So it was like, fuck it, that's For Sale, the new band, and Dead Lazlo's Place will be side A. And then Who the Fuck Is Tom? Chris and I shared lead vocal on that song. So it was kind of like he sang the first verse, I sang the second. So it was like kind of like an introduction of me singing for the band. And that's why we did the split when For Sale started taking off. And, again, the next release of yours was the Califucknia, which Hanging by a Thread was on.
No.
Well,
back up. It was Lewis.
Before we get
today.
Oh, yes.
We have a Lewis comment.
We do.
Yes,
we have
I
a
do.
Lewis comment.
And I'm actually going to read you
and I
the
think
exact.
It's actually really beautiful.
Here, I'll read it. It says, Greg is the biggest fucking asshole.
No, actually.
No, this is, and I quote, yes, verbatim. Tell him I apologize for how things went down back in the day, and that he should reconsider re-releasing Califucknia on vinyl.
He basically said he's sorry. Lewis is a fucking good cat, man. He's a solid dude, and he knows when he's done stupid shit.
What's funny is I was telling my lady on the way here today about you, and I was like, you know what? What's the weirdest thing that's ever happened in my life is when I started jamming with Rashidi.
Waleed, yep.
Waleed, he's like, we were jamming for about maybe a month or two, and then he's like, hey, I just talked to Greg this week, and he says to say hi, and I was like, really? I thought he didn't like me. And he goes, no, he loves you. He doesn't like Lewis. And I was like, whoa, that's weird, man. Like, everybody usually hates me.
Nobody likes
and Lewis is always the cool guy. But I do remember, and I told Mindy, like, you know what? Lewis back in the day was a dick. And
all water under the bridge.
But in 2016, when For Sale got back together, the reason we got back together was Lewis was diagnosed with cancer, the same type that I had. And he called me and goes, oh, dude, remember what we did for you? Do you think you can do that for me? And I said, hell yeah, let's get For Sale back together.
Just open the
and
whorehouse.
Through that, that's when that went horribly wrong after a year and a half. And Waleed came in and he was like, hey, let's start our own band. And that's what Foreclosure started from. And today I talked to Wall on the drive here, and Wall even said, if it wasn't for Greg, dude, you and I would never be in a band together. I don't know
if he told you the story, but I don't remember how I met him, but he actually came to my house when I was living in Pomona for a while, and he wanted to buy some records off me. And I think he was looking for a copy of this. I don't remember if he was looking for it or he bought it, but somehow he bought one off me. And he's been listening to this probably since a year after it came out. And he's been a big fan of yours since the 90s. And when I found out he was playing with you guys, I think I got a message from him. He told me, and he was just so happy and thrilled. He goes, "Oh, guess what? I'm playing with the Gizz and the guys." And I was just like, "Oh, wow, it's weird." So see how I called my label Signal Sound Systems? There was some signals out there. You guys were coming together.
Well, he was the one that texted me today. He goes, "Yeah, he was in a band called Signal 30." And I was like, "Oh," because I asked him, I go, "Is there any Nardwar shit that I can?"
No fucking way. Seriously?
That's.
Oh my god.
California.
So I got that. You're the reason for this asshole being a part of my life. Like literally, I got.
Are you guys ready to talk about this?
Oh, I am. Oh my god.
Let him tell you this.
Well, I got it from a cat named Mike Sorrell, who said that he basically built this and made it, and it was his shit. And I know better now. However, I listened and I heard "Hanging by a Thread" by For Sale, which was credited somewhere else as Dead Lazlo's place.
It was on the record, actually, For Sale in parentheses Dead Lazlo's place.
And I'd never heard an acoustic guitar and a punk song, and I thought it was the most round thing I'd ever heard. And I thought the lyrics were brilliant and the vocals were brilliant. Don't ever say that again out loud, because it's just going this way right now.
No, that song, that version especially, I hated that version.
I thought it was fucking brilliant, and that was the thing. I chased that for years looking for that sound, and then an ex-girlfriend of mine, that Jen she's a fucking an absolute gem. Anyways, was it 20 years later?
Yeah,
20 years later, she took me to the 20 years. Was it 20 or
28th? No, it was the 20th anniversary
at the Steel Pit, and she goes, I was going through a divorce, and she's like, "You're gonna talk to him right now." And this dude actually made the fucking time and talked to me. I was like, shit. And then fucking fast forward another 10 years, and Jesus Christ, what the fuck do I have to do to get this off my cheek? Yeah, fucking hot knife or fucking antibiotics. I don't know.
But again, and I have to thank you for starting my career, because when that record came out, I mean, Rhythm Collision, Ill Repute,
I still have it.
Guttermouth, Fungus, Glue Gun, the Whitecaps, DOS Clown, the Gray Spikes, Apple Core, Fixtures, Death Mickeys, Jughead's Revenge. I mean, Exotoxins, BHR.
It was a good time.
Bands we played with. The only band that I already knew at that point was Jughead's Revenge. And we were finally, Joey and I were on the same record together, and I mean, I got to meet so many cool people because of you, and it just springboarded my fucking, quote unquote career to where, I've been a part of some brilliant fucking bands, almost 70 bands in 40 years, man. And I mean, you were the first legitimate record that,
So how did you put that lineup together, and how did you find all of those things into the same place? I mean, obviously Mike Sorrell thinks he did it. He fucking didn't. But you were
So let me clear the air on the Mike thing. First of all, I did give him an assistant or associate producer credit on here, because he approached me. I was booking shows at Munchies in Pomona, and he was taking photographs of bands. And he said, "How can I be a part of your record label?" And I said, "Well, what can you do?" He goes, "I can take pictures of bands. I can help you distribute records." And I said, "Okay, if you help me sell records, I'll bring you on as kind of like an intern, and I'll show you the ropes of how to start a record label." And so it was probably stupid of me to put him as an assistant producer on here, because I was looking at the list just now, and I don't think he brought a single band into this. These were all my connections. But I put his name on there anyway, because he said he was committed to helping me. And then later on, when we talk about the next release, I'll tell you a little bit more about Mike. But Mike did nothing for California that I can remember. Absolutely nothing. I would say that to his face. I don't remember him doing anything other than helping me to get him out there. So California came about because all these bands were giving me tapes. So after I put out the Exotoxins, Large Hardware, the Voodoo Glow Skulls, and the Dead Lazlos, I was getting some attention, and all of a sudden my mailbox was being flooded by tapes from all these bands. And a lot of them I'd seen live, like Jughead's Revenge. Those guys were always just great guys, Joey and the gang. And so I thought, I can't do a record for all of them. I'm a one-man operation. And now I had this Mike guy, and I just couldn't do it. So I thought, you know what? I'll do a compilation of all the bands that I like. So I basically took all the bands that I like and just said, hey, can I have a song? Can I have a song? And that's why Hanging by a Thread is on there, because at the time you guys said okay, because I've never done a bootleg. You know, I don't want to do that. But at the time, you guys gave me your permission to do it. Like Ill Repute gave me a tape. All those other bands you mentioned gave me tapes. And I made the compilation. I made it. I pressed 1,000 copies on CD, and I'm sorry I don't have the CD with me right now, but I pressed 1,000 on CD, and then I got hooked up with Sound of California for distribution, who were guys from Mystic Records, and they said that they could get them out faster if we do cassettes. So they helped me do, I don't know how many cassettes they did, because I think, I don't want to say anything bad about them, but I'm not sure if they gave me accurate bookkeeping. By my records, I think they only did something like 100 to 1,200 cassettes, but it might be more. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, so it came out on cassette and CD, and a few years ago, Dr. Strange was telling me I should put it out on LP because everyone's asking about it. I'm kind of afraid to, because I don't know how many people are really asking. Maybe 10 people, but I'm considering putting it out on LP. Just to get on vinyl.
Like I said, I've got a connection in the back of the shop. I know the guys from Liquor's Pizza. There's an actual press in my shop that pressed the first fucking Lazlo's record.
Yeah,
the actual press.
Bill Smith's fucking press is in.
Oh, Bill Smith. Oh, yeah.
You want to do a short run?
Yeah, Bill Smith's actual fucking.
So yeah, if you wanted to do a short run, I have an.
And speaking of Bill Smith, and we're Lewis, when he started his label Noise Patch, you know, he had everything pressed through Bill Smith. And interestingly enough, when I was talking to Wall today, Wall said, hey, you know, if it wasn't for Rhythm Collision and Buford playing a show, and he already knew about Rhythm Collision, so Waleed went to the show, and that's how he discovered Buford. And then he, in their conversation, he's like, oh shit, you were in Dead Lazlo's place? And that's how that connection started. And you want that?
What's happening?
Oh, there's something to suck on, and somebody else needed to suck on it. His name's Eric Mesplay. You can see him at mesplay.com.
Waleed, I mean, that's the way that connection started. And you know, Walls is like, when we did our tour in April, 10 days, there was one day we were just driving and everybody has the same, you know, playlist on Spotify, and Hanging by a Thread came up, and I was sitting next to him in the middle of the van, and Waleed looks over at me and goes, dude, it's so fucking cool. If it wasn't for this song, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know, and I have to thank Greg for that. And I was like, wow.
That song, I would.
Yeah. Well. Again, I mean, I
don't want to give him any credit.
California, like everybody I know has some version of that. Yeah. I had the cassette and I had the CD. I still have the cassette, but the CD is not in my archives, and I don't know where it is. And when we started, and again, I was like, fuck, if you have any CDs, I need it because I need it for my archives, you know, and. But at least I have the cassette. But again,
if you press California on vinyl and went to even
would
150
sell.
Copies, I'm pretty sure they go pretty quick. Yeah. You know, I mean, even at
I'd probably do 3 to 500.
They would sell. Yeah.
It's an amazing compilation. I mean, most of the bands that was the
first fucking go for all those bands.
The Bolsheviks. I mean, fucking hell.
That was the first go. All of those bands wound up with whatever success they did, except for him, because of that fucking compilation. They literally, that was a kickoff for so many of those bands.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because, I'd never heard that before. Go ahead.
It's.
Oh, we're back. What were you gonna say, Gizz?
There was. I went to a show at the Maui Sugar Mill one night, and this band was playing, and I kept looking at the drummer. I'm like, fuck, I know this guy, man. I fucking know this guy. I don't know where, but I know this guy. And after the set, I went up to him and I go, "Hey man, you guys did great." Oh shit. You guys did great. And we started talking, and he had this look, and I'm like, "What's your name?" And he told me his name, and I can't fucking remember it again. But he's like, "Yeah, dude, we met. We met, and we played shows together, dude. Yeah, I used to be the drummer for Fungus." And I was like, "Holy fuck."
Fungus, yeah.
And
yeah,
like, you know, just in my travels in the 30 years since, dude, like
nice.
I bumped into like all of these guys from all these bands, and you know, it's just fuck, dude. It just takes me back. Like, I mean, some of the best shows. Were you there at the last Lazlo show where I was playing drums at Stinky's?
You know, honestly, I hate to say it, but I think the last time I saw you guys was probably a Munchies show. It was quite a while ago.
Was that the night that I split my stitches?
I was gonna say something else.
Yes.
Okay, so
Munchies.
I was playing drums. It was the last show because I just had surgery not even a week before, and I had 7 stitches in my pubic area, and I had white sweats on, and I had 2 floor toms, and I do this long fill on Don't Turn Your Back,
and then you started.
There's 3 songs after it, and when I went to hit the second floor tom, I split some stitches, and I just started bleeding out. And I put my head down on my snare drum while Chris was introducing the next song, and Lewis came over to me. He goes, "Dude, are you okay?" And when I got up, he saw me, and he saw all the blood. He goes, "Dude, you're bleeding." And I was like, "Yeah, I think I broke some stitches." And he goes, we're done. We're done. I go, no. We got 3 songs left. Let's finish them. He's, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, dude, this might be my last show. So,
you like, I remember everybody was worried about you.
Yeah. And immediately after that show, they took me to the hospital. And fucking, but dude, like that history, man. Fucking.
Hey, we were all living life on the edge back then. I did a stage dive off the pool table at Munchies, knocked a tooth out on the back of some guy's head during a Guttermouth set. You know, we all did stuff. The Bolsheviks were playing there one night when Paul went to go, Paul the singer, he went to go outside to smoke a cigarette or something, and 2 guys came by in a car with a shotgun and robbed him right next to Munchies. And then me and the guitar player from like Large Hardware, we jumped in a car and chased them halfway across Pomona doing like 90 miles an hour. And what were we thinking? We could have got shot, you know? Oh, well, Munchies was a fun time.
That's what punk rock looked like, especially back then. There was, I mean, like I've said this story a million times. Like I learned to know when the cops are going to show up by looking in the neighbors' windows. You can see the red and blues. You're like, oh, they're on their way, and you go over a fence somewhere. Like that's what we did.
Yeah,
like getting the shot at and stabbed, and that was kind of fucking normal, man. I grew up in the good valley, bad valley.
See, I got shot in 1989 in Corpus Christi after a fucking Lazlo show. Again, I was playing drums for, you know? And after that show, I told the guys in Lazlo, like, dude, I will never play drums and sing for this band again. Because I got cancer the first time. I got shot the second time.
He's not good at it.
I'm not going to go for number 3, you know? Like, that will kill me.
But you're still sacrificing yourself for punk.
Funny, Lewis and Wall, we were at rehearsal, like, when we first started playing together. And Wall's like, "Hey, you know, I got an interesting idea. Why don't you play drums and sing, and then I'll play guitar or I'll play bass. Lewis can play guitar and this blah blah blah." I was like, "You want me to play drums and sing for the band again? No, Like, dude, I thought you liked me. Like, no."
I like this idea.
Gee, of course.
Oh yeah, I think we should try and do this.
No,
look at my hair. So, what is Artifix doing now? What do you got going on currently? Anything? I mean, you haven't obviously updated your website since 2006, which is when Gizz didn't graduate high school.
Thank you.
Ooh, I got to check on my soul. Yeah. Oh, I haven't updated my website, but really quick, going through the rest of Signal Sound Systems. This was the glow in the dark 12-inch I put out for Voodoo Glow Skulls. When you would put it was an idea I had from. So I think I'm the first person that ever did this. is I had this idea that like the old Danger House compilation, Yes LA, had a silk screen on the back of it for artwork. I thought I'll do my own Danger House attempt, but with the Voodoo Glow Skulls. We have music on one side, and on the back is an actual glow-in-the-dark silk screen ink. So when you charge it to the light and put on your record player, their logo glows. And Mike Sorrell tried to tell Flipside, there's actually a Flipside review of this, and they credit Mike Sorrell. Oh, Mike came up with a great idea, which was total bullshit.
God.
This was my idea.
I kind of
And then after that, the only thing I can really credit Michael with is helping me hook up with Tom Bone from Butt Trumpet and putting out the Butt Trumpet record. That was all Mike. Even the look of it is so different than the other stuff I was doing. You can tell this really has Mike's stamp on it. And
yeah,
then I let him put that out.
Actually, trumpet.
I'm sorry.
I said I think Mike is actually a trumpet. No, he is just the butt. Like,
he is a butt trumpet.
And coincidentally, real quick, Tom Bone gave when Lazlo recorded our first cassette album, Angel, it just had an angel in the front, and Tom Bone, he was writing for Flipside at the time, and he gave a review of it, and he hated
Mike Sorrell
4 of the 5 songs on it. Like he's like, oh, this is self-indulgent punk rock, blah blah blah, self-indulgent vocals. He goes, except for the last song, that guy should sing for the band, which was Father, which was the song that I sang.
I thought it was
and fucking we got the magazine, we read that review, and I knew a couple of the guys. There's somebody in the band knew a couple of the guys at Flipside. So we went down there and they gave us Tom's address because we just want to thank him. And we went to his apartment and we waited in the laundry room of his apartment. And somehow we nailed it that day. He came down and we all looked at him, 4 of us in the band. We're like, hey, what's up, Tom? We're Dead Lazlo's place. And he just put down his laundry basket and he was prepared for a beating. And we just like, dude, we just want to get some pictures of you, man. That's the best review that we've ever gotten. Matter of fact, that's the only review we've ever gotten. And he took us up to his apartment. We took pictures of it. And that's when we wrote Who the Fuck is Tom? And we got his update to do that.
Didn't know that.
And if you listen to the song at the end, there's that, hey, thank you, Tom. And then it says cut. And he goes, Who the fuck is Tom? That's Dabney Coleman.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
From an old Carol Burnett show.
Yeah.
And they were thinking a producer or something. And he's like, hey, thank you, Tom. And they cut. And he goes, who the fuck is Tom? You know, and we were just took that. I don't know, we ended it with that. And we asked Tom, and that was the Who the Fuck is Tom 7-inch that we did.
I never knew that. That's cool. The connections, it's all those connections, I
think that's
actually the night that we met at Steel Pit. Tom flew down from Seattle to be at that show,
and he was going to stab Gizz by talking about
his girlfriend that he still has to this day with a fucking chain. And
oh my God!
Every time she walked away, he'd pull her back and shit. I was like, whoa, fuck! And she's like, I love him. I love him. I was like, God dang, you probably do, shit. With a fucking leash on. I love Tom and Butt Trumpet.
Yeah, I'll go through these kind of fast. I don't know how long are we on here for?
As long as you fucking want, dude. We don't give a shit.
Okay, this is Applecore from Corona. This was their only 7-inch. They were a fun band. They kind of mixed it up with punk and reggae. Then I did the Guttermouth BHR split 7-inch. I actually had permission. Yeah, Guttermouth did this one song, PC, and then on the other side was Transylvania Slam by BHR. And I had permission from Guttermouth to do like 2,000 of these, but we only pressed 1,000 and called it a day. And then I had my unreleased test pressing of Signal. This is Signal 30, so this is a Signal 30 Applecore split 7-inch. That there's only like 6 copies in the world.
So you're the biggest tease on the planet right now.
Oh, Nobody wants to hear Single 30. But the funny thing is, so then I took the Voodoo Glow Skulls records and I put them together, and I made a compilation called the Potty Training Years. That the band, the band actually ended up kind of bootlegging it years after me, and then recently they let Dr. Strange bootleg it with my artwork and everything the way I had it laid out, and so it kind of made me sour with Dr. Strange. I didn't think he would do something like that, but he basically took my Potty Training Years and just reissued it.
Dude,
so
I'm
not too happy with Dr. Strange right now.
You're feeding me Viagra. I've got kind of a boner for all these things.
I'm sorry, what was it? Oh,
so you're kind of feeding me a little bit of Viagra. Like
it's not that big of a boner.
I have a little baby.
It's like
I walked chicken boner. A chicken boner? Oh, like the Trump in the South Park episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, all these I just recently got back into this. Like, running a business and doing what I do, at some point you kind of lose your way through things.
When did this become about you? We're talking. We have a guest.
I know. This is how the guest is going to relate to me.
Paul's interesting.
Retard.
This guy. He doesn't like his own medicine fed back to him.
Oh, fuck you in the mouth, bitch.
I just felt that it's not.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, it's a really big.
It's not gonna make my breath smell better.
No, it's not. Anyways, I kind of falling away from music and getting back into it now, and and especially with what we have going on, I've really learned that love, and I've really gotten way back into shit. And so this is just this conversation. I don't want to stop this. So we could do this all fucking night long.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a million.
We have a second half.
Well, half time Kane show. You're from Columbia.
Well, I was going to tell you about Artifix Records.
Yes.
There you go.
Come on.
You ready? Okay, so I did Signal Sound Systems from roughly the end of 1990 to about 1994, and I completely shut it down because I was so broke, so poor, and my kids were growing up, and we were living in a shitty home in Pomona, and I was able to take a little bit of savings I had, and I moved them to Rancho Cucamonga, and I had to leave music for a while because I just couldn't afford. I know it doesn't sound like, oh, he's poor, but he's moving to Cucamonga. We were renting. We weren't owning. We were renting.
We were renting a mansion.
No, we were renting a small house. It was like I think it was a 3-bedroom. Yeah. But I missed being in music.
I just made you some money. Of those $100.
$8. Fuck.
But I was able to, and it wasn't until 2002 that I decided to get back into music, and I was starting to have a good enough job where I could afford to start being a label again. And at the time, if you guys remember Brian from Grand Theft Audio, Grand Theft Audio was only putting out CDs, and he was putting out like amazing shit. So I thought, I'm going to follow his lead, and I'm only going to put out CDs, which I kind of regret now because then vinyl came back in a big way. But I found these guys, the Absentees. I really liked them. They were kooky and bizarre, and I put out their CD. And the singer guitar player Rocco is still in jail for shooting at police, but they were a fun band, the Absentees. And then I hooked up with a guy who lived down the street from me, Bill Bartell, otherwise known as Pat Fear, and we did the White Flag CD of all their early stuff from '82.
Yeah. And
then I'm kind of going a little fast through these, but stop me if you want to know more.
And I want all of it.
Well, then I hooked up with Alice Bagg, and she is probably one of the biggest artists on my label. And I'll tell you, when I first met Alice Bagg, and this is nothing bad on her, but she wasn't embracing punk like she is now. When I first ran into her, she was doing this little acoustic guitar thing called Las Tres with with Teresa from the Brat and one of the ladies from the Odd Squad. and I said, "Oh my God, you're Alice Bag. Can I? I got a label. I'd love to put out a record for you." And it took me some while to convince her, but then I put out this little record for her, which blew up. And I later did a reissue of the Survive single from Danger House, and I did the Ultimate Bags record with everything. Any questions about the bags?
Do you know who plays guitar for Alice Bag now?
I think it's David Jones, isn't it? Or no, who plays bass?
Sharif Dumani from Beaufort.
Oh, okay. I don't know that person.
He's fucking awesome. He's a goddamn.
He was the singer guitar player for Beaufort with Lewis.
I think he owned
in Beaufort, and he plays guitar for him now.
He's way better than
to be. You know who I tried to hook her up with? I tried to hook her up with Kevin Preston from Prima Donna, and Kevin turned it down. And Kevin is now playing with Green Day, and it's funny because now Kevin Preston's playing with Green Day now. But he told me in an email, he says, "Greg, one of my biggest regrets is that I turned down Alice Bag." So there you go.
Green Day.
Hey, Greg, I have a really important question because you're kind of an encyclopedia of like the old stuff, and you're sort of like you're versed in things that like a lot of people don't know. Like, are you looking for a podcast partner? Because Gizz is looking.
I don't know. I don't think I have the same Gizz to keep this going.
Wow. There's
like
a band right
lemon
there.
squeezy. What the fucking
Gizz and the Jizzes.
Oh God.
Or Jizz of Gizz.
Anyway.
No Geppettophile.
Oh, hey, so Artifix was my attempt at, okay, I gotta tell you guys this, because this is the bridge between Signal Sound Systems and Artifix. Was with Signal Sound Systems, all the bands, like the Lazlo's Place, Voodoo Glow Skulls, they all wanted product immediately. They were always hounding me, where's our records? Where's our records? We need them for a tour. We want our records out for just to be out, blah, blah, blah. And bands never realize it takes time for them to get pressed, printed, shipped, everything. And so when I started up Artifix, I thought, I'm just going to do archival only, like Grand Theft Audio. I'm just going to find all the old recordings with bands that are no longer playing. And I'm going to just work that way, because when I would get a band like Chaos, for instance, Johnny Stingray's Chaos, when I got a band like his that hasn't played since 1980, he didn't care how long it took me. I'd be like, hey, what if it takes me a few months to, get the money together, get the artwork together? He goes, I don't care. If it comes out next year, that's fine, whatever. And I love that because it gives me more freedom to do the art, to really get the artwork right, to get everything right, and not be rushed. So that's why I started Artifix, and that's why I'm pretty much only an archival label right now.
So
I put out some heavy. Oh, go ahead.
Did you ever do anything with the Weirdos?
Yeah, so I tried to. I have a picture. It's not easy to share with you right now, but I have a picture of Dick's Denny. He was here in my house, and we were going to do. He wouldn't let me do the Weirdos stuff because they were already doing that with Bomp, and I think they were going to do something with they did something with Frontier, but they were going to let me put out their Warhead album. Do you guys know their Warhead album?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm asking you a question, dummy.
So
what's going on? Hold on. Ask your question.
Hello?
Dave Gardner?
Hold on.
Yeah, so do you know Dave Gardner?
That name sounds familiar, very familiar, but I haven't heard it in a while. How do I know Dave?
Well, all right, well, we'll figure that one out after the podcast. Dave's not here. Dave's not here.
Okay.
Long story. It's a mess. Dave's a mess. It's a long story, but it's also about repressing and like remastering and what you're up to, like, and archiving these old bands, which is something I'm a massive fan of. What's the oldest, weirdest band that you're like trying to remaster and get involved with?
Right now, I'm just working a lot with the Vile Tones from Canada. I actually have a repress that I have the test pressings, and I'm waiting for the repress of their Screamin' Fist 7-inch from 1977.
Wow, fucking dude. So the Weirdos were the first band like that got pressed out of East LA, and like they're magnificent.
You go feed the cat.
You want me to feed the cat? I'll feed the kitty.
I'm looking.
No, my
I'm
wife.
I'm looking at your
My wife
roster
feeds a straight cat.
for Artifix, man. Circle 1.
Yeah, so in order, so then I put out Catholic Discipline, which was a dream record of mine. So the thing is, like everybody else, I watched the decline of Western civilization, and I was always upset that there wasn't a Catholic Discipline record. So basically, I was collecting tapes from other tape traders who had like live tapes and different things. Richard Meltzer, who was in Bomb and an author. Richard Meltzer gave me some tracks, and I was compiling all the tracks. So in a way, this is a compilation. And then I put this together for Catholic Discipline. It's the only thing that exists on them. And I've had some people complain over the years because it's lo-fi recordings, but the people who understand this is all you're ever going to get love this record. And they're like, oh my God. Yeah. And that was one of my dream records. So there's 2 dream records of mine I put out, and that's one of them. And then I started doing more stuff with David Brown from Danger House. I got to do the reissue of The Bag Survive from 1978. Then I also love this band live. This is a band I don't think I have bad beef with anybody, but this is a band I regret didn't let me put out their album, The Undertakers from East LA. Fucking love these guys. And I kept telling them, hey, this CD that Grand Theft put out, let me put that out as an LP on vinyl. No, we don't want it out. No, we don't want it out. We don't want it out. Now they just let Puke and Vomit put it out. I'm like, what the fuck? And the Puke and Vomit package looks so lame. I would have done I shouldn't talk bad about it, but I would have done so much more to really make their release look amazing. That was kind of a bummer. Benedict Arnold and the Traders. A lot of people don't remember these guys, but they were a Pomona punk band in 1980. Red Alert, and Kill the Hostages. So, and then I did.
I think I saw that in like 1988 or 1989. I was like, Kill the Hostages. That's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And then the Controllers. So I mentioned Johnny Stingray and the Controllers. I'm actually getting ready to put this out on vinyl because it's never been on vinyl, but this was their second release after the Dionysus collection. And this has got tracks going all the way back to 1976. A lot of people don't realize the Controllers. Who's pressing it? I do. I used to do my pressings with Erica Records, and I use Bill Smith and Alberti, but now I use Pirates Press out of Czechoslovakia. And I'll tell you the main reason why I use them is they let me float on money a little. Because with Erica, you have to put like 75% down, and with Pirates Press, they let me get away with just putting like a small amount down and paying them over time.
Awesome.
And then you mentioned
we'll talk
Circle 1.
Yes.
Circle 1. So I owe this to Danny Dorman and Mike Vallejo both, but they had a new singer after John Macias died, shot by the cops, and they wanted to put out another album of new recordings. So all these songs are brand new, and Danny actually got professional artists to do the cover, and I helped put up some of the money for recording. We thought this was really going to take off and be a great record. I only pressed 500 copies, and this is another record where I probably have a few hundred left in my garage. It's just, for some reason, people want the original Circle 1, but they don't want new Circle 1. So too bad with that.
What was that? What was the first Patterns of
Force?
Patterns of Force.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude.
I couldn't bring that up, and I'm smarter than you are,
dude.
And I own the only known test pressing from it.
Really? That was actually
I collect
Christian punk rock records.
Yeah, I collect punk stuff. I got a lot of weird, kooky punk stuff. If you ever come over, I'll have to show you stuff. But I did a Rhino 39 Black Randy split, and So when Rhino 39 put out their collection, their CD and album collection of all their songs, this was the only song that's not on there because they didn't have it. Night and Watts. It's from the original 1979 Danger House recordings. And so I was lucky to get that and put that out. And then you guys might know this. Well, I'm sorry, what?
Where do you get your masters from? Your actual press masters?
So I usually do mastering through the labels or the pressing plants I'm working with. So like with Erica, it was the guy, I can't think of his name right now, but it was a well-known guy. I used to use John Golden at K-Disc for some of my early releases, but now I pretty much just go through the plants. Yeah.
So really quickly, and as briefly as you can, I don't think people understand what remastering means or mastering. To you, from a record label standpoint, what does that actually mean? Because I don't think people understand that at all.
Okay. So let me show you an example. So this is getting way ahead of myself, but a few years ago, we put out the remastered Vialtones record, which is basically the Taste of Honey. I don't know how well you guys know these guys, but they came out with a CD called Taste of Honey, which had all the recordings from 1977. And we took those recordings, we took them to an actual recording studio. I use a place called The Studio in Redlands, and I work with the engineer there, and her and I, she's a female engineer, her name's Maria, great person, and her and I sit there, we remaster, we kind of like move the knobs around, go through the sound and try to clean it up if we can, take out pops and hits. And that's remastering, because we're taking a recording that's already been done and out and supposedly mixed, and we're kind of remixing it, remastering it, and then we take it to the pressing plant. Then they master it by cutting it onto lacquer to make the stampers, so that's mastering. Remastering is when I'm taking something and I'm messing with the sound, and then the actual mastering's at the pressing plant.
They make new, basically fucking like press molds that fucking actually make the record.
I have another quick question. Who introduced you to Maria?
Your mom?
Oh my gosh. Was it Wall? I don't know.
It was.
You know what? My memory. Wall might have.
That's where we recorded the Foreclosure record. It was at her studio.
Well, but the thing is, she knows a lot of other people I know, so it's hard for you to remember if it was Wall or one of the other bands, because I know Bob Knight from The Conditions used her. There's some local bands like The Dangers that used her, but maybe it was Wall that told me about her. I don't remember. If I owe him credit, all credit to Wall, but I don't remember how I hooked up with her.
It wasn't Gizz. I know that for fucking sure.
I'm not thinking
it wasn't Gizz. This is Social Task. I don't know if you know these guys at all.
Fuck, I remember those guys.
Yeah. This is their recordings from, this was their demo from 1979. And they let me put that out. And it was kind of, I don't think Punk's, huh?
Shut the fuck up, you weird, like fucking debit card.
I don't think Punks liked it because they didn't like the cover. It was like these guys, like a bunch of white guys drinking beers at a football game or something. But anyway, good little record. And then from San Bernardino, it's a cool cover. But the Mexican Ramones, sometimes they call the Zeros the Mexican Ramones. The Reactors are also, to me, the Mexican Ramones. These guys are from San Bernardino from 78, 79, 80. Tony from Carnage Asada was in the band for a while later on. Yeah. And he was in the Sins. Tony was in the Reactors, the Sins, Carnage Asada, and a whole shitload of other bands. But I have a whole album of unreleased demos from these guys from 78 and 79. I'm getting ready to release too.
Like I said, if you have a card machine,
I'm sorry?
If you have a credit card
machine, I'm just gonna come by.
Yeah. Well, this is my other dream record I was telling you about. Ever since I heard Disneyland as a little kid, I wanted to work with the eyes. And when I was working with David Brown, we were going through the original 2-inch master tapes, and we found 2 songs that nobody had ever heard before by the eyes. And we remastered those, or we actually mixed them for the first time ever, and then put out this 10-inch, which is everything by the eyes and with a big hole. I made it like a giant 45. So this was a dream record for me to put this out. One of my favorites.
Oh,
That's what 10 inches look like. You're 4.
And I put out the very first record from a band from Riverside, California, Jackie Shark and the Beach Butchers.
Oh my God.
These guys played at the Mask. And if you see him there with his van, Jackie Shark, a lot of people gave me a lot of shit for this cover, you know, and that's fine. It's not the greatest cover, but the music's actually pretty good. And he was so ahead of his time that no punks even really knew this existed until Mark Arm from Mudhoney discovered a copy. And then there was bidding frenzies for all his records. I think only 300 were pressed, and they usually sell for anywhere around between $1,200 to $2,000 a copy for an original.
7 copies, and you love giving things to people.
Yeah, I've given away more records, as many records as I've sold in my life.
Earlier, when we were discussing that Lazlo 7-inch that you released, when I looked for it on eBay, I saw it for $150.
And I don't have one.
You know what they're fishing. They're fishing because if you go to Discogs, you can get one probably for like $10.
Yeah, I mean it's not that good.
Not to downplay Dead Lazlo's, but you know, on eBay, people put up stuff and they're fishing. Like, I'll just put this stuff for $200.
$149.
Yeah, that's crazy. Deadbeats, another Danger House product. So I got to be friends with Scott the singer, and we actually redid this with the original artwork as it was meant to be. So that, oops, there we go. And then I did this little record for Alice, another record for Alice Bag. And this record has Castration Squad on it, the only Castration Squad ever on vinyl. And it has her song on it by Cholita, which is fantastic. Chinga tu Madre. So this is a great Alice Bag record. Naughty. Oh, so then I walked away actually. Oh, Shock. I didn't bring up my Shock record to show you. Shock's another amazing band. I walked away from Artifix Records for a couple of years after I got divorced and my son got shot. And I had a lot of things going on in my life.
Why did you shoot?
And yeah, so there's no, I didn't. He was a train hopper, and he got himself shot one time when he was out train hopping. Had nothing. Yeah, he wasn't here. And the funny thing is, he and I don't talk anymore. He's kind of gotten off the deep end and conspiracy theories and all that, and it's just a shame. But yeah, anyways, but I was going through a hard divorce, and so I walked away from Artifix for a few years, and then when I came back to Artifix, I did the Naughty Women 7-inch. This is their demos from 1979. Yeah, and they're the only band that actually got banned from playing the Mask. Rodney Mullen, after they played, they caused so much chaos and were so annoying. I guess Rodney said, "You guys aren't playing here ever again." And they had Rick Agnew on guitar, who later was the Adolescents.
I swear he must have been in that fucking band.
I've never gotten banned
Rick
anywhere
Agnew,
except
too.
my church.
And then Vile Tones from Canada. I don't know how well you guys know these. I don't know if you know these guys at all, but they used to play CBGBs with the Ramones and the Dead Boys, and they're from Toronto, Canada, but they played with all the East Coast early punk bands like CBGBs, and they're just to me like one of the godhead punk bands of '77. And this is a fantastic record. I'm so glad Steven let me put this out for him. And like I said, we're doing a reissue of the Screaming Fist 7-inch right now in his honor. It was the last deal he cut before he passed away. And then the Outsiders. Do you guys know? I don't know if you know the Outsiders from Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Not the new Outsiders. This is the original Outsiders that used to be called the Fucked. And this band,
that band led to the Whitecaps, right? Like eventually, that kind of
no China White.
Okay.
This band led to China White. So Corey Stretz Corey Stretz, who's in JFA, and this band was the first Huntington Beach punk band, pretty much, before they split up and became China White and the Blades, if you remember those groups. Corey Stretz is still playing to this day. This is Frank. If you know Frank Ruffino from China White, these are his first recordings as a guitarist.
Fuck yeah, dude, that's fucking amazing. And he's gonna
Child abuse.
That's his life.
Yeah, Child Abuse demo from 1977. This is the pre-Simpletone. So these guys cut a demo to give to Posh Boy, and he passed on it. They changed their name to the Simpletones, and then Posh Boy put out the Simpletone stuff. But this is their demo from 1977. It was recorded in the basement of the Canterbury Apartments. And after this recording, Darby Crash stole their guitar amp.
As he would, because he's a dick.
As he would. The Web, I'm almost through, but here's the Web with Andy Hayes. And the Web were a band that only put out 145 in like 1981 or 82. I think it was 82. And that was pretty much it. And then I was able to track her down through the help of a guy named Brad Caslin and put this beautiful compilation of all her recordings together. And if you read the reviews, it's gotten amazing reviews for being an early kind of surf death punk thing, kind of like a cross between 45.
Not right now. Come on. He just froze. Fuck. This is your fault.
It's always my fault. Hi, Eric.
Tell jokes.
All right.
Irishman walks into a bar.
You should have seen it.
Then he sucked my dick.
No.
That Irishman was you.
That's just really weird. No, nobody.
What?
No.
He's frozen.
He's frozen, like he's broken frozen. Anyways, hopefully we come back to this. But Greg Artifix, everybody. I got Artifix Records. I think, I'm not sure because we didn't get to that point because of the freezing times, but the man has an amazing fucking volume of records. And all of these are for us. Don't remove, replace. We're back.
Sorry about that, guys.
He gave us all of these records right now for free.
Yeah.
No, we're not auctioning.
This is the Latin Dogs from '82 from Battle Creek, Michigan, hardcore group. And then just recently, I put out this compilation. Bill Bartell from White Flag had a compilation called A Small Circle of Friends, which was all Germs covers by a bunch of bands from around the world that he liked and was friends with. And the Adolescents recorded a song for it, but they didn't turn it in on time. And before Bill passed away, he was starting to work on a second sequel, and he asked me to help him. And I got the Deadbeats to do Shutdown, and he had the Adolescents track and a White Flag track, and we were able to put this out in Bill Bartell's memory recently. And you're all caught up now. Questions?
So I got one last major question. Actually, two last major questions for you. Number one is, are you still actively running a label, and do you want bands to basically write in and say, hey, here's our shit. Do you want to fucking hear it? Do you want to listen to it? Number one, go.
Mm-hmm. So I don't really deal with new bands anymore, bands that are still playing, because like I said, it's just easier for me to do an archival thing, so I don't have to worry about their deadlines. I only have to worry about my deadlines. So if there's old bands out there that want to put their old demos out, I'd always love to hear what's out there. At one time, I was going to do something for the Screws, the Hated, and a bunch of other bands, and I lost track of them. And then now I know Puke and Vomits put out some of that stuff. But I'm always looking for old school stuff to put out.
I got two bands for you. Overwhelming Color Fast and Dead Lazlo's Place.
Well, we might do California again.
Oh my God! Press the dude. If you want it repressed, I know where to get it done. The other thing is, let's. How do people give you money? So what do you want to plug? Let's give you some plugs.
You know what? I don't know what it is about me. I'm not a real good money guy, but if anybody wants to contact me at Artifix, You got to have the I in there, ARTIFIX at MSN.com. I can send you a list of all the things I have available. I also sell on Discogs as well as Artifix Records. And then you'll just tell me what you want, PayPal me, and I can ship out whatever.
Right on. Yeah. So that's the thing is, one of the things that we stand on is like when I go to shows, fucking take cash, pay the fucking bands, man. It wasn't free to get here. They need to make their money. You're here right now. This is costing us money. I will spend money to fucking buy shit from you, and I want every one of those fucking 7 inches you have. Just negotiate a fucking like a flat rate price. I think $7.
Let's chat on Facebook. We'll figure out something.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that's the thing is we don't do this for free. We don't do this for fucking money either.
You know what? I do trades. I do trades too. So but I do like record for record trades for stuff I want.
I can create Gizz and send them to you.
Yeah. Just create Gizz.
Has Walt given you the foreclosure 12-inch?
No, I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know if he's told you. He used to do a lot of writing on punk rock, and he used to come over to my house to kind of raid my archives.
Again, man, when I toured with Walt, it was my first tour with him. Like we've done weekend out of town shows, but when you're in a van and you're stuck together for 10 days, we got to fucking talk. And he is an encyclopedia of music, and he praises you that when he does interviews with bands or whatever, that he's actually gone to you for like advice and like, hey, what do you know about this band and shit? And I mean, you guys are walking encyclopedias, and that's what I love.
Dude, I'm blown away by some of the bands you're bringing up. Like I fucking saw them in a backyard in El Monte in 1988 or 90 or 2000, like 91. Like holy shit! Like that.
2091.
2091. Damn.
Like
1990. 80. I'm old.
What was your Weirdos question? You were asking me about, was there some connection to Weirdos and Dave Gardner or something?
Well, so Dave Gardner's a producer who's doing a bunch of like archival stuff, and he's on the fucking phone right now with my fucking other buddy. Dave Gardner's doing some archival stuff with Bad Brains and Kennedy's. He's doing a bunch of remastering stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm not worthy.
No, dude, buddy, is fuck. And if I can, I would love to make that connection so you guys can actually have a conversation, because the archival thing is what he does as well. And my buddy Gizz, we're actually helping him build out his studio so that he can have like a sound room here in Pasadena. And I think it'd be really cool if you guys were able to communicate. So we'll make that connection.
Okay.
After we get, the dude's got.
So is he doing something with the Weirdos?
No.
You want something?
No. Looking up your history and digging down the path of what you've done and what you've had brought me into the Weirdos again, which I've heard of in the past. Like fuck. So basically, what you've done led me down a fucking path where I went down into the Weirdos. Like so, and that's actually it's a compliment.
I'm sorry, Paul.
Like, no, fuck off, dude. I have 2 things in life that I love. 3 things in life. 17 things in life. Music, food, things from Colombia, Gizz, metal.
Wow, his math is so off.
And it was such an interesting moment to get to a point where what I was digging into with you and what was the upcoming fucking interview was, it got to the I'm like, holy shit. I'm not that old, but I'm almost that old. And to be like, the Weirdos are fucking 1977 fucking like East LA punk. Like that is the first episode of, oh God, you're not gangster, but you're gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah. Different times too. Now, it was hard to find other people back then. I think now punk has, there's so many people. I see so many Dropkick Murphy shirts or, you know, people are. It's easier to find punks nowadays. Oh, I'm having a hard time seeing it.
Yeah.
Is that Dropkick?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Ben Nichols, man.
Oh,
Yeah, what does
okay.
that have to do with it?
I had to switch from my
No,
laptop
but
to
like-
my phone.
Real quick, since we're talking about archival records in your future journeys, if you, and this is, you know, from John Kastner and Carlos Soria and a lot of our other friends, if you can come up and find somebody with the original pressing or the original recordings mixes of Doughboy's Home Again.
Of who?
I'm
I'm cutting out.
Doughboy's
I'm
Home Again.
gonna pass this one further. Would you feel comfortable if Gizz and I curated a fucking compilation that started with the Nils and the Doughboys and Big Drill Car? What could we?
Oh, that rabbit hole, that roots.
Could we
Are
curate?
you a fan of the Nils?
Yes, the Nils from Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, great bands. A lot of great bands from Canada. But I'm surprised you guys know the Nils. But yeah,
Whoa.
well, just because a lot of people don't know Canadian bands anymore, but they have a rich history up there. A lot of great bands. Yeah.
Teenage Head?
Fucking
Teenage Head Love.
Oh my God.
You know, hey, you know who I'm talking to right now? I'm actually talking to the Forgotten Rebels about possibly doing a Forgotten Rebels release. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
So if we were to curate, let's just say 25 bands between us, do you think you would do a compilation of what we curated? And it's called like Gizz
Welcome
Dick Bag.
to World of Fuck Me.
You should call it. You should call it. You know what you should do. Comp.
Or if
would you do that?
I've always said and I'm not German, but I would always want. I've
you're
always wanted.
not
I've
German.
always wanted to do
German.
a compilation called My Comp.
No,
Mein Comp. That would be funny.
Oh my God.
All the white people in the room are like, no.
Anyways,
I'd have to see what tracks you come up with. If you guys come up with enough good stuff, anything could happen. You never know.
All right,
But I
so
probably-
that's it. We're doing that. We're gonna come up with enough good things.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. So on the Welcome to California, if I re-release this on vinyl because it was originally made for CD and it's so long, there's going to be a couple bands I'm going to have to cut. Were there any tracks that you thought would be okay to cut that you were like, I was never too big on that track?
He's looking through the list right now.
The
whole thing could be done on vinyl in my fucking shop for about $20 a pop if you're going over 100 fucking units.
Yeah.
On colored vinyl, because I know that Brian.
You couldn't. It would have to be double vinyl.
Oh, dude, double fucking vinyl, and then
with bonus tracks.
The bonus track is just Gizz talking shit.
You know what? I'm not being funny. I was kind of thinking that if I could do bonus tracks, maybe it'd be bonus tracks from some of the bands that were on there the first time, like an extra Dead Lazlo's track, an extra Exotoxins track, something like that.
You know what'd be fun is like the bonus tracks could be fucking he and I actually interviewing some of those bands.
Yeah, we could do something like that. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities of what we could do. And if I did do a double vinyl, it'd probably be a gatefold thing then, and we'd have to do like extra artwork and all that. So the artwork that was CD, I created that artwork and my mom threw it away. So I'd have to create all new artwork for it.
Mom. And again, didn't you go to Joey's house to do that?
Yeah, so the connection with Joey, and I guess we took a shot for Joey in the beginning. So coming back to the end here, Joey Ramici was this great guy. You know what? I gotta say, almost all the guys from Jughead's Revenge were great guys. Ninus was awesome, but Joey was just a real great human. And he was the one who basically let me come to his place and do all the layout for Welcome to California, and let me use his computer, his laser printer. I know I mentioned this before on the show, but it was kind of cutting out. But Joey was a fantastic person. And I like Jughead's Revenge a lot. Brian Priest. Brian was one of the first guys that kind of took me under his wing and was just a cool guy. And now he's in the Grimm. And you guys know Brian, of course, right?
Of course.
Okay.
I just ran into him last week.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in. I hate to say it, but I don't think I've seen him in a few decades. But yeah, he was a really cool guy when I used to hang out with him. I enjoyed him very much. So,
I mean, you can leave the house.
Hey,
Gizz. Hey, Gizz.
No, Brian. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Jesus.
No, fuck, dude. I got from Brian.
Well, because you're kind of bruisey like a little pussy. Anyways, we're doing one more shot for Joey right now.
You want to join with us?
Like,
yeah, hold on.
I missed it. And
Hold on, guys.
dude.
Sponsored today by Tullamore Dew.
Sponsored by Artifix Records and this fucking hangover.
That's funny. He's got a tattoo on his knee that says meth dew.
I do not. It's Mountain Dew.
You guys ready?
All right, ready?
There you go. Great
Joe
Artifix.
Ramici.
All of us. Joe Ramici. Buddy, we love you.
That was good. It was time for that.
Yeah, I'm going to remember driving home or not.
Well, guys, I'm kind of wrapping up. I know my wife's been very tolerant, but I know she's hoping I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. Any other questions or any
actually,
controversy?
your wife is fucking hot as fuck, and you should probably ditch us right now for her.
Probably.
I would. If I was you, I would. And she's fucking hot as shit, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, she's, you know what? So I will tell you though. So part of me getting back to doing Artifix Records again is thanks to her, because she's been an amazing person to come in my life, and she's very tolerant with my artistic side, and she's really cool with me putting out records. So when I started putting out records again, I had to introduce her to that side of me, and I asked her, "Are you okay with doing this?" And she's like, "Yeah, heck yeah." And she really, even though she's not a punk, and she's not into punk music, she respects that I put out records and helps bands out, and she actually does go to shows with me. So I took her to Punk Rock Bowling this year, and Cruel World and a few other shows. And I try to take her. I do take her to some dive shows every now and then. She doesn't like the dive clubs, but she's always a trooper and goes with me. So yeah, big props to Jennifer for coming in my life and just
fucking hot.
Yeah, my lady Mindy, when I first met her, she was just like,
she hates him.
I have no idea who the fuck you are. And you mentioned those bands. I have no idea. Fucking
shouldn't like them.
And I kind of love that, that they're part of us, but not a part of our world. And they're starting to meet those people that we've met and had our experience with. And speaking of journeys, like, once again, man, thank you for making me who I am, brother. If it wasn't for you taking,
gonna cry.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for this man, you spearheaded who I became. Gizz Lazlo. If it wasn't for you, brother, all of this, I would not have all this.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, but I'll tell you something. I thought you hated me for a long time, so I was like, "Oh, I don't want to get near Gizz. He'll want to kill me."
He's a pussy. He can't hate stuff. People will kill him. Anyways, dude, like it's been a fucking really good time. Give me a few minutes in the green room. I think we got a few things to talk about, but
dude, thank you so much, brother.
That's okay. All right, Gushy. Make fucking flushy.
I'll say goodnight though.
Fuck you up.
That was a lefty.
Wrap up.
Shit, bitch.
But once again, thank you, Greg.
Thank you guys
for talking to me.
We're assholes. I love this part.
Tell Wall I said hi.
We're gonna put you in the green room, and we'll
chill for 2 minutes. We'll get you out. We'll get you back to Jen.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude.
What do you want to talk about now?
Dude, that
was awesome.
That was legendary.
That literally is.
That's history.
This is all of this.
Yeah. And
fucking my whole life.
God, if it wasn't for that guy, dude, we would not be here.
No, we wouldn't have anything to do with each other.
No. I don't want anything to do with you now.
As much shit as we talk and as much crap as we go through, This guy's blown me so many times.
Oh my god! Look, I wanted to put my look. Hold on, I want to put my arm around you. Look where it went.
Oh yeah.
I want to take out your heart.
This is one of the best friends in the whole world. I fucking love you to death.
I
dude.
love you
Thank
too,
you for
brother.
all of this. You're a fucking retard.
If it wasn't for Greg, dude,
I
we
know.
would be here right
Really
now.
fucking.
I would
also-
not be in foreclosure if it wasn't for that man.
Well,
I would.
that's not really something to be proud of because you're losing your house.
But thank you guys for even watching this shit.
Yeah, thank our
If you're not watching it live,
three
you're watching
fucking
it this week.
listeners.
You know, fucking.
Three.
You know, we enjoy this. We don't give a fuck. That's what punk rock's about.
Yeah,
We
we're
don't
not
give a
doing.
fuck about the audience.
We're only doing this.
You know, are we doing this for the fucking?
We're
millions?
only doing this because our lives are boring as fuck. And
I got nothing to get better on a Monday. It's
you,
either this or AA.
no AAA. Alcoholics Anonymous again.
I belong to AU, Alcoholics Unanimous.
Alcoholics Anonymous again.
So
I got a card.
anyway, next week.
It's your card, Toad.
Oh my god, dude,
You know what?
that gave me an idea.
Oh God.
I'll tell you later. Anyway, you know what you should do? Come back next week. We got Samantha Von Bitter. from the
Oh,
Graveyard Bandits coming in.
Sam, I love you.
You know, an actual female vocalist. If
Can we
you know
make her
me,
sing?
uh,
I'm pulling out the
you know what I'm
guitar.
talking about.
I'm pulling out the guitar.
Some women know how to sing.
I got my
So,
lady back. I got my 1986
all I got is
fucking Fender Japanese.
I saw your guitar
Strat-
with the fuck ice
Gold.
on the back.
Gold. All right.
So anyway, you know what you should do? Come
Fuck,
back
get
next
out of
week.
this.
I want to thank our people that work for us that help us out every week.
Super Mindy.
Mindy and fucking metal.
Super Metal.
And
Jeff doesn't know what time means.
well, you know what? You know what's funny is that he showed up late for your job and he
I
showed up
know.
late for ours. And he was in the same building.
I know.
You know,
I'm
like,
18 hours early.
And we have like
Hey,
3,000 amazing.
Hey, Jaffafa, sit there and just look pretty. We don't
You
need. We don't need to
no.
hear anything.
That's not even possible right now.
So, you know what? You should come back next week for another fucking
Don't.
episode, number
I
26.
Fucking don't.
So.